Hello, fellow Onmyojis. Justray here, back with a brand new series that will provide you with useful information that will aid your journey in your ranked games, no matter what rank or role you play. Before we start, I would like to thank everyone for supporting me despite my inconsistent schedule and frequent hiatus. To kick off the series, I chose mid lane, and these are some mid lane Shikigamis that can help you move up the ranks. I've divided the Shikigamis into 12 categories based on certain situations or your preferred playstyle. Each one features 3 strong Shikigamis that represent each category, which will be explained as we go. And without further ado, let's start with easy mages to learn. This category focuses on Shikigamis that are straightforward and simple enough for new players to learn quickly. These are especially effective and powerful for players below the superstar rank tier because they can overpower weaker players and those with similar skills. Here we have Onmyoji, Onenra, and Kingyo, having similarities in terms of high impact abilities during teamfights while being easy to execute. I put in Onmyoji since she is the easiest to play and most accessible to acquire because she only costs 5.8k coins. Onenra comes next because she has long-range poke with CC and high survivability due to her passive. The same things can be said about Kingyo, but she has the highest burst potential out of the 3. Next up is hardcore carries. If you like playing damage-dealing Shikigamis that also have high mobility, this is for you. These Shikigamis have a high learning curve that can be difficult to learn at first, but when mastered, they are incredibly satisfying to play. They are also effective against squishy champions because you can burst them easily. Here we have Maestro, Shiranui, and Aori, which all have high burst damage that will always be a threat against enemy marksmen and those with low HP. First is Maestro. He has one of the best single target burst damage in the whole game that can terrorize the enemy when he's ahead. Second is Shiranui. She also has high burst damage against single targets, but her passive makes her safer to play. Last is Aori. Her teamfight is the best out of the 3 because of her area of control abilities, which can burst multiple enemies in one go. One special mention is Hoshiguma. This Shikigami when ahead is a nightmare because he can easily kill anyone while being hard to trade against in lane. If you've played Onmyoji Arena for some time, you can definitely relate to this next category, Shikigamis that are annoying to play against. Why continue being on the other side of the coin when you can be the one playing these Shikigamis and be frustrating against your enemies? Here we have Tai Shak 10, Senhime, and Oitsuki, each have their own strengths that you and I find annoying to go up against. Tai Shak 10 has a dash ability that can also make him invincible at the same time while having good wave clear, crowd control, and teamfight abilities. Senhime has long-range poking ability in lane and zoning abilities with wide-range crowd control because of her ultimate, which can change the tide of a fight. Oitsuki has a strong level 2 burst in lane which has slows and crowd control that can hit multiple targets even if she is far away because of her dashing ability. Another special mention is Kisei. His insanely long-range ultimate ability can kill you at any point in time instantly when you're playing against a Kisei player. The next category is high DPS scaling, which has Shikigamis that can melt through the enemy team when you finally have 3 or more items. They are especially great to pick when you have teammates that have strong crowd control abilities and set you up for success in teamfights. Here we have Men Reiki, Ao Andon, and Kyohime. If you are up against enemy Shikigamis that have a ton of HP, you can definitely take advantage of these Shikigamis. Men Reiki is at her best when she has her core items and can freely use her ultimate to tear through multiple targets in a teamfight. Ao Andon is one of the most underrated mid laners in the game. If she can put her enemies into her domain, she can dominate anyone if she reaches the late game. Kyohime was once an overpowered pick, but when she got nerfed, everyone stopped using her, but she is still strong if the situation is good for her. The upcoming category I will say is tanky bruiser mages. These Shikigamis can last a long time in a teamfight because of their high HP and sustainability, which also allows them to play as a substitute bruiser in team compositions. Use these Shikigamis if your team is lacking some frontline tank role to help your team win the game. Here we have Orochi, Hana, and Higanbana. All these Shikigamis can play in front, so use your tankiness to your advantage in a teamfight. Lately, Orochi has been played a good amount in the top lane, but don't forget that he is still a strong mid-lane pick that can unlock a strong multiple bruiser team comp. Similarly, Hana is also a popular pick, but instead of top lane, she is played mostly in support, but her strong laning and crowd control will always be welcomed regardless. Last but not least, Higanbana is an underrated Shikigami that has good burst damage and decent sustainability. Don't count out this Shikigami because it can shock anyone. The last category for this video is strong blind picks. Blind picking is when you have to pick your Shikigami before the enemy mid laner and give them an advantage to counterpick you, but these Shikigamis are generally strong throughout the game. These Shikigamis can also play against most mid laners in the early laning phase while being good in teamfights as well. Here we have Tai Shak 10, Izaya, and Ootengu. Blind picking can also give your teammates some counterpicks for themselves, which can be an advantage while drafting. Tai Shak 10 is a popular mid-lane pick in Grand Onmyoji and above, which is why he is banned in most matches despite there being new broken Shikigamis coming into the game. Like I said earlier, this Shikigami has a dash with invisibility and good wave clear and strong crowd control in teamfights. He can also be strong in short trades as soon as level 2 because of his third and first ability combo. Izaya is also a strong blind pick because she has one of the best wave clearing abilities in the entire game, utilizing her second and first ability which will clear the minion wave almost instantly. This wave clearing prowess can then be used to help the jungler when invading, or to gank other lanes herself using her third ability, which is a long-range teleport. The last one in this category is Ootengu. He is also the easiest to play out of the three Shikigamis, but do not underestimate him because he can easily one-shot any target using his combo. He can also clear waves relatively easily with his second ability, and he also has a one-click crowd control ability in his third ability that can make the enemies flash away in the late game. And that is it for this video. Part 2 will include more exciting picks in mid lane and some categories might be things you haven't thought about while playing. Make sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos about Onmyoji Arena and tell me what is Shikigami you use when you play mid lane in the comments section. See you next week for part 2. Take